Hello, everyone. It's so good to see everybody. I cannot believe we're at the fourth week already. I don't know if it's gone as fast for you as it has for me, but it's gone very fast. So this is the Ignite your spark to ignite your strategic networking. And we've covered a lot of stuff in a really quick time. Today's kind of fun. I hope it's going to be fun because we'll hopefully be able to share some things that we're all hopefully planning on doing, and then how we can help each other in our networking goals as we go forward. So Linda McGinnity, we want to know just real quick, can you tell us about you? Because we don't really know about you.
Sure. I'm Linda McGinnity. I'm a mortgage loan officer. I've been in the business, I always just say over 20 years, but actually I think it's over 30 by now.
Oh, yeah.
So a long time. Yeah, I have 2 adult daughters, 4 grandchildren.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about grandchildren, you know all about grandchildren. I don't think these other ladies are there yet, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Not yet. I'll just
Yes,
tell you.
I do know about grandchildren, although mine don't live locally.
They are what? I'm sorry, they're both boys.
They don't live locally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one that lives not too far. Actually, it's wonderful. And then our other 2 don't. But our son, he doesn't have any children, but he's in Colorado. I don't think he'll have any. Our other daughter is in Ohio, 2 hours away. We see them quite often, but it's now really fun to have, because Scarlett comes over every day almost, and it's really fun. Her mom brings her, obviously. She's 6 weeks old. So anyway, let me just say, we will be very happy to, well, I just would tell you, ladies, I'm sure Linda would agree. I hope Linda would agree with us. But if I known how, we say this, but if I'd known how much fun it was going to be a grandparent, would have reversed it. When I was younger, it was a lot of fun to be a grandparent and be a little more energetic. And I'm not saying I feel like I'm old, but I'm like, that's kind of, yeah, if I could have done it first, it would have been a lot more fun. But it is fun right now because we can.
It just doesn't work that way, though.
No, we can spoil them and send them home, give them all the, goodies and stuff that we want. And then their parents got to take care of them. That's what's really fun, is being able to do that. But Linda, we are happy that you are here. And you know what? Why don't we really quickly, Nicole, Danielle, Angie, you guys want to just say who you are and what you do, and then we'll go from there. Whoever wants to start.
Sure thing. I'm Danielle Valette. I'm a ketogenic integrative health practitioner, and I help people get their health back in track, starting with hormones and weight loss through food and natural lifestyle changes.
Boy, you did a good job on that. Very good. Very good. Nicole, you want to go next?
Yes, I am Nicole Williams. I'm an appreciation advisor with Send Out Cards. I get to educate my clients, prospects on how to kind of strengthen their relationship with their clients through a tangible touch, stay top of mind. And also, I am a blogger. I teach blogging. I just recently released my e-course, and it's on, I'm so excited, it's on Tony Robbins and Dean Graciosi's site.
Yeah.
So excited to be
That
there.
is a big deal. And you've been posting it in our social media too. So I know that, but it is a big deal. I mean, it had to go through compliance, and they told you what, 48 hours, but it literally was like 24.
Yeah,
right?
it was really fast. But I was nervous, when you throw that compliance word out,
I
you're
know.
like, oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Because you record the videos, and the PDF workbook is easy to fix, but the video, you're like, I have to start over.
You did a great job. I mean, it's really good. And it's pretty cool. When I think I was looking, I know her. Aha, this is really fun. Okay, Angie.
Yeah, I help my friends and customers get their glow on. I do that with clean, clinically proven skincare from Ever, as well as supporting nonprofits through your wine glass with One Hope Wine.
I love it. I love it.
Through your wine glass.
what's really cool, Linda, is that all these ladies are so phenomenal, and they do it, their elevator pitch or their little 60-second is so quick. It's pretty, it's amazing all that they do under what they're doing. So I would encourage, as we would, no matter if you were in this group or in our referral groups or Success Connect, get together, get to meet each other, find out about each other, do a one-to-one. I do send out the email, so everybody's email is on there. We do have Jerry and Karen Stern, who are with Melaleuca, which is the wellness company. And we also have Danielle Neely. We have two Danielles who spell their names differently, but they are both, sorry. Danielle Neely is a, she's a mobile closer, but she also does notary stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if that all makes sense, but Danielle Neely has 8 children. Danielle Valette, almost. How many? You have one child. You have one daughter. One daughter. Okay. Nancy, you have 3, right?
4.
Oh my gosh. When did you? Oh, I'm joking. That would have been really weird. When did you come up with that other child? I'm joking. I knew it was 4. And then Nicole has 2 daughters. So everybody's got children like crazy. I am going to very quickly, I want to go back here. Can you all see it? I hope.
Yes.
We're going to try to, and I'm going to talk as little as possible. That's my goal, but I know that I get very passionate about all of this. So today's, this is the 4th week, and I told Nicole yesterday and last week and told everybody, it is very hard to shrink down what all that I want to say or all that we could be doing for each other in 4 weeks. So no way on this planet do I think that 4 weeks is enough. We're going to hit on a couple different things though. Last week, I think we got to about 3/4 of the way. Then I kind of took over and was telling you all about what I was trying to do. And I'll give you a little update on that today, but I really want to know what you are all doing. And so because one of the things networking wise is the option of doing like a mastermind group, and TTR actually, yay, Jerry and Karen, awesome.
It was very easy to get on today. You know that.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Good. Are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
That's what I thought. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I already apologized profusely. I don't know what I did wrong, but I guess I was already jumping into next week's group. Sorry, guys, but we're glad you're here. But today we're going to dig into, we already had 3 elevator pitches, really. I know Linda was telling us all about herself, and I didn't really preface it as an elevator pitch, but we'll talk about that briefly. What is your networking plan? That was homework a couple of weeks ago, and I hope that everybody's kind of taking a few minutes to really think about that. So we really want to talk today and give each other some insight. So I'm not going to be showing you all these slides. We do have a few things that I want to talk about, but I really want to spend a few minutes, all of us just masterminding together about what we can do to execute the networking plan that we have. And then taking massive action. I've asked Nicole to say real quickly some stuff about doing it scared. I just would say, why do they not do something like taking massive action for any goal? Why don't they do it? What's the number one thing?
Fear.
Yes. And we talk about that, I think, in all of our groups, whether you're in the mastermind, the referral groups, in here, definitely. I mean, massive action is different for all of us, but being scared, the fear of the unknown is, what is it? Facing everything and rising, or what is the other? There's another one that's
False
uh,
evidence appearing real.
Yes, there you go. False. Yes. So we think we create all these horrible things in our minds that are going to happen, and then we don't do it. Just plain old simple. It's easier to just be, to say I'm too scared to do it. Relationship marketing, real quick. 5 essential keys to making your whole thing work. And then we're going to talk briefly, and I keep saying briefly, how can we help? How can this group help you? Yes, we all come from different industries. There are no overlapping, but there are some definite things we can do to help each other. So, and we'll talk about that. So real quick, elevator pitch, just really quick. We had last week, an elevator pitch is a persuasive, concise introduction that provides the listener with a solid idea of a person, a business, a product, or a service, or practically anything else within just a short space of time. The idea is you're going up in an elevator and you have, 2 minutes at the most. Usually it's 20 to 30 seconds, right? About the length of the average elevator ride is why they do that. But what can you say in that 30 seconds or 20 seconds in some cases that will make a difference for anybody? I sent out, when you're talking to somebody, what's going to make them want to do business? So I sent you out this thing last week, and we don't have to go over it, but the idea of having 3 to 5 things, 3 of the 5 things. Look back in your email, and if you didn't get that or something, let me know. I'm going to follow up this meeting today with a lot of things, because there's been a lot of resources I've shared. There's a lot of articles that are good. Just if you're really confused on what an elevator pitch is, you could go out and Google it and you'll find. But this one that I sent you was 3 of 5 things that an elevator pitch should include. So we're going to go from there. So I am going to jump right into what is your networking plan? And then we will, and also when you're talking about that, how are you going to take massive action? Okay, so let's just stop the share and see everybody that we can see. So what is your networking goal or your networking plan? And you're all probably like, I don't know. That's what you're supposed to tell me. Okay, so we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I gave you some homework that said, take a few minutes, get quiet, and consider the 7 steps to achieve any goal. But it was writing it down, setting a deadline, work on a mindset, develop the skill set, take the first step, which I think is really the biggest thing, continue to completion and reward yourself and do it again. So anybody want to just tell us what do you have in mind? Or do you not? Maybe you have a struggle. Maybe you have something that's saying, I don't have a clue. Tell me what I should be doing.
You know what? I recently joined an accountability group.
Okay.
And that actually has been extremely helpful. I just started it, on Monday, but
Oh,
it's
good.
okay. I've done accountability groups before. I guess I started it on Saturday. And first of all, it's keeping me focused, but it's giving me more direction. And I talked a little bit to Nicole about this, is that I don't feel like I'm really well organized.
Okay.
And, papers, and, I have sheets of paper, and I do write contacts one place and I write it another place. And I really feel that I need to have everything together. So I spent some time this morning talking to a good friend about using Google Calendar.
Okay.
Putting all my contacts in calendar and appointments. And a lot of you may do this already. I have not. Jerry's used Google for a long time, but I have not. I've been saying, I like my calendar. I like my paper calendar.
Yeah, I do too.
But I'm not using it.
Well, if you're going to use it, you got to use it.
Well, that's exactly.
Exactly. Well, you
Yes.
guys, I mean, we all have distractions. I mean, you have your gorgeous grandchildren that are always hanging around, right? I mean, and that's a great thing. I'm so glad that you get that. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't. And like Linda said earlier, her grandchildren are not local. And or right, Linda, isn't that what you said?
That's right. One lives in Seattle and I'm in Indiana. The other
Yes.
one lives in Dayton, which is 4.5 hours from me.
Yeah. So anyway, Jerry, Karen, I didn't mean to distract from, but you have things that do make it difficult. I use my calendar all the time. Probably I'm more dependent on my calendar than I should be. I make myself a little crazy about that. But what else? The accountability group. So what are some of the things that they tell you to do? Or did you join them because you have a goal, or are you trying to find a goal? Or what are you trying to do?
No, actually, I mean, I have a goal,
Okay.
the goal is, to get promoted to the next level, which for us is senior director. And that means, we have to help a lot of people along the way, and we're, on a path, but, I needed something to keep me on track. And I think putting everything in Google Docs is going to make a big difference for me, and having all my contacts there so
Okay.
that I have everything in one place. And
So-
then I'm accountable to that.
You know what? Actually, this is a really good way to kind of go through those questions. So writing it down, you need to use Google. You're going to use Google Doc calendars, right? A calendar. Are you setting yourself like a deadline? Are you working on a time frame, an amount of people? You said you have to help a lot of people find, or you have to get, there she is. Woohoo! There she is.
Hello.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Linda.
So my thought is though, Karen, just using the Google Calendar and that whole thing, that's a goal. That's a big goal. That's going to make a big difference, right? So when I'm saying, and I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong now, but when I said in the email or our next thing, how are you going to take massive action? Massive is relative to everybody's own situation, right? Massive action for you, if you're saying you're going to use, it's like every day carving out time to do that every day, making sure. So is there, do you have a deadline, or do you have have you already started? Do you have a deadline when you want to see your, do you have so many people, or is it just you're looking at an hour of your time a day, or 2 hours, or, I mean, because it's.
I have to define that. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. I have to define that a little bit more. It used to be when we were really all out building, we had store hours. So, which hours you were working.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, and all of us who are working from home know that sometimes it's not as easy to do because, everything else seems to
Right.
get in the way. So I have
Right.
to go back to setting store hours.
And it's harder to do. I guess that's what I was saying. It's easy to get distracted when your children are on vacation, or they're on, they live with you, or they're only so many times, and you get to see them. Like my granddaughter came in a while ago, and it's very difficult for me to be, but anyway, so that if you get that Google Calendar going, that's going to allow you to see how many people you're actually connecting with.
Right.
Actually be able to see that. So yeah, I would say, wouldn't you all agree that they need to define it a little bit? And now that you've got this tool that you're excited about, you've got the accountability group, hopefully you're going to walk away from this, or this meeting, this 4-week thing with some ideas. But it is getting more specific.
Right.
And then being kind to yourself. If you say, I've got this, and this, well, we talked about that too. Habits are hard to form. People think that it's, what did we say last week? I think people think it's 21 days. It's anywhere from 18 to 254 days. And it takes 66 days average. But think about that. That's 2 months. I think I was talking to Nicole. I said, if I'm talking to, because I was telling y'all last week, 100 people that I want to talk to new every week, because I was looking at the bold thing with Keller Williams, thinking, well, they can do it, I can do it. And Angie was kind enough to share that that was a conversation. It wasn't necessarily a networking, or not, I'm sorry, it wasn't necessarily pitching your product. It was connecting. It was a conversation. And they do define that as a conversation is not me just texting Angie and saying, hey, Angie, let's, hey, I want to sell you my whatever. And she doesn't ever respond, but I count that. No, she has to come back and say, leave me alone, crazy woman. Or she has to say something I can count as a convert. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, so anyway, I guess I would say just be kind to yourself, but do have goals. You know, have goals and set yourself a realistic deadline. My 100 people a week, let's be real. I can, but I am doing some other things that I'm realizing. New contacts, 100. I know a lot of people. It's really hard for me to make new, but to reach out to old contacts too is a big part of it. You know, and Jerry and Karen, not to make a big deal, has been doing this 20 years. You know a lot of people, right?
We do know a lot of people.
And you've done it 20 years, right? Am I saying that correctly? Okay.
Yeah, we've been customers for 20 years. We haven't worked the business all 20
Oh,
years.
okay. Okay. So, but you have a lot of people that may know you do it, but they don't know any. And I just signed up for InfoGuard last night. So anyway.
Oh, did you? Good.
Hey.
Okay. So we'll leave it at that for the moment. Okay. Who are the other people that want to talk in this?
How's that for pitch for send out cards?
You did what?
I said, there's your pitch for send out cards.
There it is. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. So who else wants, but that's the whole thing, setting yourself a goal. And for, I say massive action, I just want everybody to know massive is relative. You know, it is, it can be, Jerry and Karen, that's a big deal. I mean, that is a big deal. Get a new system set up that you're able, but you got to have time that every day you're allotting for that and giving yourself realistic. So I'm going to zip my mouth. What do you think?
And you can talk, Jerry. You already in that. Oh, or let somebody else talk. Jerry's
My
glucose
pressure-
has been
My
weird.
glucose has been a little bit weird, so I had to make a few changes to things. But it's
What
beeping
is-
at me.
What has been weird, Jerry? Sorry.
My glucose?
Oh, okay. So but you got it situated?
I hope so. Right now, I'm looking at my pump to tell you the truth.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Who else wants? Who else?
So
Who's trying to
Angie,
see?
so
Go ahead.
Angie, do you set certain hours during the day to work? your
Yeah,
business?
that's a good.
No, well, sort of. I I like to be finished with the day either at 4 or 5. And I typically don't come into my office and really get down to business until sometimes 8, sometimes 8:30. But I still juggle stay-home mom things with my business. And so the best thing in life for me is to have my week completely planned out. And I'll say there are weeks that I kill it, and there are weeks that totally fly by night, right? But I would say that my goal with networking, and this has been going on for a little while, and I've been putting things in place to do this, is to have 10 one-to-one conversations, either with new people that I've never had one with, or a second one with someone who I maybe had one with, but it's been a while, or they did not become a customer. And the resources for that are my TTR meeting, as well as all the other TTRs. You know, every once in a while, I like to reach out to TTR members that I haven't met yet, like on the broad
Yeah.
spectrum.
You do a good job.
And then I have 2 weekly meetings that I attend with the H7 network. And with both of them, I'm not utilizing them 100% because I haven't reached out to the other TTR groups in a while. Actually, beginning of summer or maybe in spring, I hopped onto some visitor days And that was really valuable for me to add new people to my network to reach out to. And H7 has a huge calendar of meetings that take place every month. And so I really want to pick one or two more. But timing is an issue, because if your networking call is an hour long and I do 3 now, let's say I add 2 more, that's 5 hours a week that I'm spending captive on here.
Right.
Then you've got to have the time to, record and figure out who's on this call that I've not met before, send the message to invite them to the one-to-one.
Yeah.
And then, and then the whole follow-up process and everything. I have a skeletal plan, but it needs some time. And I will also say, you said reward yourself or be kind to yourself, because I know that sometimes I'm working more hours on my business than others based on what's going on in my family. Usually it's not until after Labor Day that I can really dive in and focus. And that's coming up this weekend. It's the whole back to school. Like, they go back to school and I think, yes, I'm going to be able to be focused and get this done. Well, then we went camping last weekend and I had to plan for that. And now we're going away this weekend for Labor Day. And of course I've got to plan for that. So after Labor Day is when I really plan to do this, writing it down, join 2 more groups or 2 more meetings. And then after that, the follow-up process. So I hired a coach at the beginning of this year that helped me get my CRM up, and it's got, I have a networking pipeline. So invited to one-to-one, accepted one-to-one, had one-to-one. Now that one's over. Then they go into the next pipeline, which is my following up. What am I sharing? What kind of things can I offer them? As a result of our conversation, inviting them to the exchange club or whatever that is. And then the next one is the skincare. Okay. Have I offered them a sample? Did they accept the sample? Like all these things. And the CRM is kind of keeping me in that. So my job now is, like you said, Karen, is to utilize it. Like, it's in place, but if you don't use it, it's not going to work. I do Google Calendar. I just started using that at the beginning of this year. And yes, it's been awesome. I'm much more digital. While I have paper everywhere and I like to make notes, every once in a while, I have to gather them all up and put them in my digital stuff, whether that's contact or the CRM or my calendar or whatever. Because it's really easy, especially because I am out and about during the day, to pull up my phone, pull up that calendar, and I can see exactly what's going on for the rest of the day, So.
Okay. I knew
great.
Angie would have a lot of great information. I guess my thought though, Angie, you don't have any fear or anything with mindset or skill set. Maybe mindset is just kind of being in, because you said you got to get to you got to get into the space, but
Yes. Yeah. My brain has to be, okay, you are a business owner now. Kids are at school. The laundry is done. It's time to put, that would be my mindset issue, is dancing between the household duties and my business. And that's been going on for 7 years, but I also do this more for fun than anything else. If I was the breadwinner, or if I was a single mom or something, I would have had to put a lot of this into place, but I work the amount of hours that works for our family. And
Right.
someday that may look different when the kids are truly out of the house. Although I hear
Right.
from my adult children sometimes more than my kids who still live here. So that
Yeah.
never goes away. You guys all know what that feels like. So yeah, I mean, I think it depends on your circumstances, and my financial goals are not humongous. And with what I do, it builds over time. And so
Yeah.
I've just been very patient and understood what my limitations are with that.
Yes. So awesome. That's a great information there. And I guess I would just say, I don't think I've ever, the majority, now Linda, I don't know you very well, but I would say that everybody else that I do know on here don't seem to have an issue with the mindset or the skill set necessarily, although we were saying last week, Danielle, you said you're constantly learning, because if you're not open to that, I think you could get bowled over very quickly by people who may know more than you do. Although you got to remember, everybody that you meet does not know what you know about what you're talking about, unless they're in the same company and they happen to even, be, more or having been there longer or something, but the majority of the people that we're talking about networking with do not know. You don't need to, we talked about it though, you don't need to impress them with your technical and lingo and we all talked about what your elevator pitch kind of, it's in being authentic and what can you bring them. But I guess what I wanted to, Danielle or Linda, Nicole, I'm sorry, didn't mean to jump on top of that. What do you guys want to, anything you want to help? Some insight or something from the others? What do you want to do in your networking plan? Do you have a networking plan? This is kind of what Ignite is all about, is giving you some ideas. Any thoughts?
I do have a networking plan. I am the leader of 2 network groups that meet weekly. I also am a table leader in another network group that meets monthly.
Wow.
Yeah, plus go to the board of realtors meetings, and I'm active in their meetings and on several committees, and also the Builders Association. There, go to their meetings monthly, and I'm active on their Parade of Homes committee.
Wow. So what is do you have a certain amount of people that you're trying to meet a week, or are you trying to reach a goal by a certain date, or is there something or is it just kind of getting out of your comfort zone and talking more?
I talk to a lot of people every week. I don't keep track of how many because there's a ton every week that I meet and talk to, and yeah. So I don't really keep track of how many people I actually talk to during the week. I'm sure it's well in excess of 100.
Wow, good. Okay, so it's doing it and then maybe the follow-up. Maybe do you have a follow-up plan?
I do use a CRM, and most of the time everybody gets in my CRM. Sometimes if I get distracted, it doesn't happen.
Right. Well, I mean, we're all, yeah. So this is kind of, I think it is, I was in the insurance world for years. I never counted how many people I talked to. I didn't do it, but I knew the more I talked to, the more likely I was going to get some contacts or some business out of it. And so we're not really, Jerry and Karen know that they need to get a little more specific about, as they get more comfortable with the Google Calendar, probably, they can start seeing it. And it does make a difference. The more contacts you meet, the more the numbers do have something to do with it. Even though I used to say when AAA told me, oh, if you make 100 contacts, you're going to talk to 10 people that want you. It does work, though. It really does. And so you have to figure out, how can I do that as well as building these relationships? How can I do it and not lose my mind? You have to be realistic. So, Linda, it sounds like you've got a lot of feet in a lot of doors. Very good for somebody in your industry. Maybe, maybe there's some things, you have a CRM. I don't know if there's specific things that you're struggling with it in general. What do you think I know Katie told me she was the one who said you should should be part of this. So I'm glad you're here. What can you throw out to the group that maybe they could help you with? Anything?
I think the biggest thing that I'm struggling with right now is just I started with this company in January. And things have not gone well, and it's cost me dearly in business. And so I'm just struggling through that. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with.
Excuse me, Linda, what do you do? I'm not sure what you do.
I'm a mortgage loan officer, so I help people finance the biggest purchase they'll ever make their home.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So you said you started with them in January.
Yes.
and you're struggling because it hasn't gone quite the way. And
Yes.
I think you cut out once or twice. Now, I'm just going to be stupid and say, is it because the market is weird?
Well, the market is weird, but I pretty much, when I started, had a totally new team of processors, and they made a ton of mistakes.
Oh, I see.
And it cost me dearly.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay.
I'm trying to rebuild
Okay.
my relationships and get my business back.
Okay, I see. Did everybody hear that? Because on my end, it kind of cut out. She said that she worked with some processors that made a lot of errors, made a lot of mistakes, and cost her dearly on the money end. Oh, well, the business end. I shouldn't even say the money. I guess it's just in general. So she's trying to build the business. Well, I mean, January's not been that long ago, Linda.
No,
and-
it isn't.
So I understand that would be frustrating. So are the relationships with those processors still there? Are they still
They're
working?
gone.
Oh, they're gone. Okay.
They're gone.
Okay, well, that's good. I hope everybody understands that I'm saying that's good, because she has an opportunity now to kind of rebuild, but it's kind of, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's the same thing we all talk about. Relationship building is not instantaneous. And if somebody gets if they get a bad experience, that's even harder, right?
Linda, were you doing the same thing with a different
Yes, I've been in
company
this
before
field for
January?
well over 20 years. Just with
You-
different.
Just a different company, but you've been doing the same job.
Yes.
Okay. Or the same thing yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good question, Angie. I don't know, you cut out on
So
us there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just saw my internet's unstable, so sorry.
It's okay. That's okay.
Did the mistakes happen as a result of the processors that you're now working with this new company?
They were a result of having people who were new to the business, new to the company, processing, who didn't know the systems and procedures. And those people are all gone now. And I've got a new team who's more experienced. But it's just trying to build that trust back up with people that, yeah, we burned.
Yeah. Yeah, you're almost starting over.
Yeah.
You know, you don't feel like you can rely on referrals because your, immediate past customers didn't have a great experience. You almost just have to start over with new people,
Yeah. Yeah. That's hard for somebody in your shoes. I think we're all sitting here thinking, oh, she's got her work cut out for her.
Well, and I mean, some of that could be overcome by, going to lunch, inviting one of these past clients that had the issue to go to lunch or coffee and just be totally honest.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
not that you're laying blame, but I just want you to know, I feel bad that you didn't get the service that I promised you. There's been a lot of changes. We've got a new team with a lot more experience. So I just wanted to make sure that we're good here. Relationships are really important to me. That would, the thing is, you're in your industry, the sales cycle is really long. They're not going to need another mortgage again soon. So I don't know if it's worth
Not
all
most
of
of
that, because they may not do a referral, but they may at least maintain a relationship with you for
Most
future.
of my business doesn't come from the client itself. It comes from the realtors who serve the business.
Yeah.
Right.
And the realtors are the ones who got upset and left.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So exactly what I would say, what Angie's saying though, is you've got to be, and one of the first things that we talked about in this is being authentic and being real, just being honest. The people, I think, and you
And I have
probably,
done that. I mean, the realtors that I've lost know exactly what happened.
Mhm.
Okay.
Talked to them and told them I have a new experienced team. I do have a couple of things in process, a couple of them right now.
Good. That's exciting. That's good to know. And that
But
would
it
be,
takes a while to build their trust up again.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I would definitely say that you're doing the right things. We're all sitting here thinking, probably can even think about maybe situations in our own world where it's happened and we knew that it wasn't an instant fix, but it's only for the, the tough that can survive it. Because, if I think everybody starts, well, not everybody, we all have a vision of, oh, this is just going to be wonderful. I'm going to start this business and it's just going to go wonderfully. Everybody's going to love me. And then when you get into it and some other human being doesn't do what they're supposed to, or, those things that get in the way, it's just, how do you keep going and loving on those referral partners, which are your realtors, are a big, big part of this, definitely. And we're just glad you're here, because I know we're going to run out of time again, like we always do. I am going to send out a number of things that I want people to, resources and stuff. But like I said, the one-to-ones, I mean, I can just hear everybody in this group giving you all kinds of great, ideas, and also just encouragement. Nicole, or Danielle, do you guys have anything that we can help you with before we change and try to, I don't know, we're gonna run out of time. Nicole, what do you think? Danielle?
Danielle?
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, the big thing about go ahead, Danielle, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say only because of the time. Mine is more the networking plan that I have. It would really exist within the meta world is Facebook and Instagram, because my intention would be to build up more podcast guests to come onto my show to make it more interesting, so that way I can get more people to listen to the show. Now, it's interesting enough, I have to say, because I'm very funny, but
You are
Yes,
funny.
you are.
thank you. But like, honestly, I would love to get more experts on, more people with experience on, to speak about what they do. And it's all health. So the point is to get more people on to speak about what they do, how they can how they make people's lives better, and it promotes them as well. And then at the same time, it gives nuggets of things that my clients or my listeners can get. And then who knows, maybe they click onto my free call. It's a 30-minute long call. I discuss what they're doing, how they're doing, what they need, and go on from there. But honestly, I haven't received any discovery calls. It's all through people that I know. So I have this discovery call option, but no one has actually dialed in for the discovery call. It's all been through word of mouth, one way or another, but always someone who's known me and said, okay, well, this one. So referral, but not quite. Maybe secondhand knowledge of myself.
Right. So you have a bunch of people with the TTR world that would probably love to get to know you and be guests on your podcast, as well as you being part of their world. And social media wise, just for everybody's purpose before we run out of time, what is your podcast and what is your website and what's that information so people can go on there and love on your social media stuff? What is that?
Sure thing. The podcast is Type 2 Take 2 podcast, and you can listen to it anywhere that you can hear a podcast. Otherwise, you can go onto my website and you can click onto podcasts, which is Ehinwa Coach, which I'm going to be typing into the chat screen.
Good idea.
And you can listen to it there and also check it out. Now, I have to admit that my website right now is a mess. The blogging part, great, thank you, Nicole. But the rest of it, is a mess. And I'm working on the store and trying to get things more concise and clean. So, but the Type 2 Take 2 podcast is where I can be heard. Otherwise, you can always check me. You can sometimes get bits of it through my Instagram handle. which
Okay.
is envision underscore whole. Also, I'm putting that in the
Yes, please do.
yeah.
Okay.
Underscore Danielle. Envision underscore whole underscore health, pardon me. But the deal is, yeah, I have so many places that I'm digging. I have keto groups. I have integrative health groups. I've got biohacker groups. I've got I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in the celiac groups. I'm in the gluten-free groups. I'm in the single mom groups. I'm in a lot of. I'm honestly.
Okay. So you're looking to kind of tap into other people's networks, though, to get more people on your podcast so that they can hopefully bring their people to you as well. And if you don't know that, Linda and everybody else, that Danielle's in the Netherlands. So we are very excited that she's been, and I think, honestly, I think some of our networking groups, our regular referral groups that are on Zoom would love to meet you. And, so if it ever, timing is just a little bit crazy because she's 6 hours ahead of us. So we're just thankful that whatever we can do. But anyway, Nicole, really, we have, we have 4 minutes, but I don't have enough time for everything. Tell me, would you have a plan?
My plan works when I block time, when
Time
life
blocking.
happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
But I love the TTR networking because it has strengthened myself. When you first introduced it to me in January of 2020, and I got to visit the Northside group in a restaurant, and we were all in a horseshoe, and I was just like, everybody was doing their elevator pitch. And it was so funny. And it came to me and I was like, okay, number 1, what is an elevator pitch? And number 2, I have no idea what to say. I didn't know I had to, but I did it scared. I did it, I got up. I don't remember what I talked about.
Well, I think everybody was just I didn't remember her being even nervous. I just said, well, yeah, we're all going to, and now I know she was struggling so much, but can you tell them real quick, this is what I guess, I'm going to send out an email that's going to have all kinds of resources that we were talking about. And poor Linda is tired.
No, it's allergies. I'm really stuck.
Oh, you poor thing. Oh, gosh.
We got to see you before we were done. Nicole was starting at the time, if you can give us about 2 minutes, 3, whatever. Nicole, when I've known her for years, we kept running into each other, but the thing we ran into, and she's told the story in a number of our groups, but she was about to begin this blogging class by an author of the book Do It Scared, Ruth Soukup.
Yes.
And can you tell us, I guess this would be a really, really good thing. I'm going to reach out to everybody with an email, and this is our last one, but I want everybody to know, and Linda, I hope that we can do a one-on-one soon, and everybody else, but we've got our groups, we've got our mastermind, we've got, I even do making some relationship marketing coaching, which is something I've had out there for a long time. And just for this, I'm so excited because I think it could really be valuable to everybody. But Do It Scared, Nicole, tell us what that means. What is
It's doing it scared. It's taking that step when you're not sure where that step is, how you're going to actually end up after you make that step. And it's like I call it my cup of courage. But I could not have done it without you, without the amazing people, the Stearns. I don't know if I've ever called them that, the Stearns, Danielle and Angie, and now Linda, it's all this energy. It's being around like-minded people, your amazing groups that you offer, whether it's the masterminding, whether it's the referrals, whether it's all the free perks you give with membership, it's the TTR Presents, the speed networking, all those things. Everybody is so supportive, and we help each other with struggles and
But the book
Thank
is
you.
all about doing it scared, meaning that
Yes.
nobody, even these polished people that you see out there that look like they got it all together,
Yes.
they don't necessarily have it all together.
Nope.
If I was not in a group with Angie McHale on a regular, or if I didn't see her in these groups, I would think that woman's got it. She just got, now I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm saying she struggles like all of us struggle. And I would just say, if you are, do not be afraid. That first step is difficult. I mean, last week I started making contacts for my 100 a week. And honestly, every time I send out, I'm like, I don't want, but then I'm like, no, this is what you have to do. Massive action for me is reaching out to 50 to 100 people every week that I'm not conversing with, because I have a network of people I talk to all the time. And I can certainly count them, but I really need to be exploring either people I haven't connected with in a long time, like everybody said, to let them know the new stuff, or I'm totally going out on a limb and just putting it out. You know, whether it's online, going to a networking organization meeting. I've been struggling with how do we, you know, we're supposed to be on, you know, we're supposed to be in-person people, these in-person events that are coming up. I'm like, don't really want to go, but then I'm glad I do. So it's, you know, it's stepping out of that comfort zone and being authentic, being real, telling them exactly. I mean, you don't have to dump your whole story on somebody the minute you meet them, but you need to be very, you know, relatable, relevant. They got to understand that you're, and what is it? You have to show, Nicole, what do you say? A transformation that you help somebody.
Transformation. In blogging, we have you start with the transformation picture, what you want your ideal client to look like after they come to your website, after they read your blog where you help them.
Yes.
So mine's like, yeah.
So it's who is that perfect client? And you know that, I mean, we've all got, anyway, I'm going to send out an email. Thank you for being on the call. I'm sorry we ran out of time again, but talking about doing it scared, I would recommend, look at the book like Atomic Habits. Look at Tony Robbins. One of the things I was going to share, there was an article all about what you focus on comes about. And that's a Tony Robbins. We've all heard it from, but you know what? Are you focusing on the things you can or can't control? Don't waste your time on the things. Poor Linda, she worked with some people that didn't have their act together, but now those people are no longer in there. They're no more. So she's got to control what she can control. Be real, be who you are. There will be people who don't like you. Everybody, even Nicole has people who don't like her. That's really hard to believe. So anyway, Karen, you're funny. If there is anything that I
People just don't like bubbly and overflowing with joy.
right.
Happiness, right?
But you know what? If you spend time with her, you get that picture that, you know what? She has her things going on too, but she does. I think she always, and this would be where I'm saying, what can you control? What can't you? And the things you can, go out and take whatever massive action, I keep saying, but make that a part of your day, time block, whatever you need to do. I am going to send out an email with a bunch of things that resources, and I would just encourage you, we can continue to email. I would like to text if that's something that would help somebody. There's so many ways we can help each other. And as I'm sitting here looking at the group, and I'm sorry that our other Danielle couldn't be on, but I think there's so many ways we can introduce each other to different people. And, you know, just, I thank you so much for giving us this 4-week time. And I hope, I'm going to reach out. I know we need to do it. I know everybody, but Linda or Danielle, Valette, I always say it wrong. We need to do another one too. And we have our Success Connect. We have our referral groups that meet every week. And they would love to meet everybody on this call if they haven't already. By the way, locally, we are going to have a Westfield open networking on Friday morning at 8 a.m. And that is, I know early, but it's at the Haverstick. And it's connected to the church there. It's in our social media. I don't remember. But we are going to try to, we're doing a variety of things. Those local groups, though, Linda, you don't have to be local to be in the group. So now our mortgage spots are pretty well saturated, but we could talk. But anyway, you all have a lovely day. Thank you so much. I don't want to
Thank
keep you.
you so
you
much.
have
Nice to meet you,
anything-
Linda, and see
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
Let me know. Thank you so much. And please take advantage of each other. You know what I mean. All right. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys. All right.